Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Last time the Qulana summoned Sri Lakshmi during a peace meeting, and we failed our first attempt at defending the alliance leaders, or the Ala Mhigo faction leaders against Sri Lakshmi's tampering, so let's try that again. Leaders of Giabania, accept my love, worship my light. She means to enthrall everyone, we have to stop her. And we will. Hopefully. They're doing a fine job of blocking our retreat. We must break through, forget the primal and focus on the four before you. It goes for everyone but me and Iron Belt.
Why, I offer you peace and serenity.
And to give up the freedom we worked so hard to win? Not likely. Do not your mortal bodies tire. Far better to dwell in the dream. We keep our eyes open, thank you very much. Well
I shall free you from your hate!
There are too many, we can't stop them all.
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
$4.
What of it? Do you want to kill this thing or not?
Let's do this. Defeat Lakshmi. Why? Why do you deny my blessing? You who defy me shall rest in death. I brought you into this world of a mistake I made, and I'll be damned if I let you taunt me with it. Hold on up. Where's she? I'll cut off the path. Stand ready. You cannot flee my radiance. You will all be my dreamers. My presence is overwhelming. We'll lock her up as best we can. The rest of you need to run. I'm trapped. Quickly now. While the primals... Lise? I can't run away from this. They need us. when we stand and fight together. Alvino, the envoys are in your care. Surely you don't mean... Very well, I see our guests to safety. They forsake eternal bliss? Why are you two staying? You still has more than enough strength to handle you both. You need more than 3 to bear the primal. If we let you fall here, then who will stop her? Pitiful, misguided children. Lay down your weapons. Lay down your heads. Ah! Can't move. She's going after Lise and Rauban. Time maneuver. My thanks, Serenia. I'll make sure my steel is worth the effort. Again and again you refuse my gift.
Do not your souls weigh heavy?
She's spitting up something big. Come close to me, all of you. Nice work, Fadola. Are you alright, Will? This is nothing. It's one thing after another. We have to fight as one. Why do you cling to your misery? She's starting to weaken. Don't give up. Behold, my divine brilliance. Whatever, her power's out of control. I'll shield us, but you have to finish her off. AoE spam. Quickly! I can't hold her off forever! Lakshmi. Kill her! We need to kill her now.
Here it comes!
Hold on, Fedora. We end this now. For Ala Mhigo. He's charging a limit burst.
We did it! We beat her!
What is this? I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Ala Mhigo. Your choice.
And she chose to fight.
Seven hells. It's her, the butcher.
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
You are not forgiven. Not you. You I will never forgive. But I will thank you. For standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
One wrong step and I would have lost my will to that fiend for the rest of my days. Sobering thought. These are certainly living up to her own ideal. Not every commander would choose to enlist a former enemy's aid in battle. I think I shall make a habit of checking for primal influence before meeting from now on. It wasn't like any battle I've ever seen. I'm not entirely sure how I survived it, to be honest. We encountered our fair share of enthralled outside the palace, enough to delay us from lending you a timely hand, I'm afraid. Well fought, Serenia. Ironwald, that was a near thing. Aye, our stand against the Qulana would have been brief indeed had you not volunteered for guard duty. You would be enthralled as surely as our sentries were. They must have planned this far in advance. Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous primals can be. I should have... my fault. My stupid mistake. Nay, alas, we were all caught unawares. We will take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in the future. You can be sure that the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the full moon weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldier who first spoke up in favor of a Qulana keeping the weapons springs to mind. A primal servant is betrayed by his aura. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any other acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Thanks, Stoller. We'd appreciate the help. Speaking of help, I almost fell over when our daughter turned up. What was she even doing here? I asked her to come. Well, that explains it then. It's sad, but Ragnfrid is right. Her weakness will never forgive her what she's done. But I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her country. If you say the world in which Fordola grew up is partly to blame for what she became, then as an Ala Mhigo I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people to let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And to hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face, if that's what it takes. 'Tis a long and arduous path you've chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I will do what I can to help you reach your destination. Thank you, Alphino. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. We're a little shaken, but none of them still ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. I will see that you're not interrupted. Serenia, you and the Science are to stand down. Get some rest, you've earned it.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens. The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government modelled on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people. It is a fair decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave.
Nanamo?
Forget something? Your Grace, there was no word.
Raubon Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
But, Your Grace...
Raubon, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Ala Mhigo.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Ul'dah? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
Nanamo.
Smile for me, Raubon. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Ul'dah.
Tomorrow you will serve Ala Mhigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
Wow. Nanamo. Awesome.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
You're kind to include me, Lise. But we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow.
You tanked.
No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Girabania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Aldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest. But I must yield the floor to Raubarn. He has an important announcement to make.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
What?
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
You may be getting on in years, father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Yes, the bull of Ala Mhigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor. And you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Aye. That seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
If, he says. Welcome home, Raubarn.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised. Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch. In any event, one thing is certain. Ala Mhigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
I've asked enough of you. My only words for you now are those of gratitude. It seems my work has come full circle. I appreciate the support you showed me for my earlier decision, however vulnerable it was. Raubarn is a veteran of 100 battlefields. These couldn't ask for more reliable and ally to have at her side. I think it's about time I headed back to Raga's Reach. What's next for all of you? Alize will be eager to hear of recent events, so I shall join you, if you have no objections. I'd welcome your company. Serenia, why don't you come along to the Reach as well, once you said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? Upon completion of this quest, you will be able to access the palace rooftop gardens by speaking to the Royal Menagerie attendant. I must assume Father's responsibilities without delay, lest our rivals, both inside and outside of that, treat his dismissal as a window of opportunity. Rest assured we will find Tizona's edge just as sharp as my hands. Well, Here we are again. Alphonse has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds of Frankfurt and Stoller when we heard the reports of a primal in the throne. I honestly doubted my own ears. As the others have said, we were lucky to have our echo-blessed champions nearby this time, but we need to keep a closer eye on the Qulana. You can say that again. The whole episode has reminded me just how far apart our kind still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. Indeed, violence is ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the brood mother's doing, and whoever replaced her might not be so keen on the idea. We just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of all our allies in the Vera and M tribes first. I plan to have resistance scouts keep track of the Qulana's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the resistance army, out of interest? Are we prepared for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for our Resistance's newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What, the Bull of Ala Mhigo? We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller, independent groups, and when Conrad passed his command to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Warga's Reach. He just happened to be serving as the Resistance spokesman at the time, and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. But that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Rauban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed, he is in all respects the ideal choice, assuming he accepts the post. Ala Mhigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal, and given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. I like that. We tend our promises and watch as Ala Mhigo blooms. And I get a Rauban minion. Kugane. I do give thanks to the kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. But their generosity ends. Without coin in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants. These tango are delicious. Will you have one? More sweetbreads? I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have. Nom. It's like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know, but I'm alive, and I must return to my master's sight. Come to you. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Have you read the reports? First storm of an Ala Mhigo, and Lord Zemos put to a sword. Do not believe everything you hear. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, but he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head, regardless. Nay, Lord Xenos lives? Deplorable that our own officer should be fooled by yours in misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and above all accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce a Viceroy's remains then. We shall put the lie to their claim. Okay, and I think this is finally time to end the episode. It's probably way over long, and I definitely will make a cut somewhere. Until next time, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV, I am Ace, and don't get lost.